Hi everyone, and welcome back to Tarot with Wendy. So today we're going to be talking about the ninth card in the Major Arcana, number 8, the Chariot. So without further ado, let's get right to it. Now, this is featuring a man and, of course, a chariot driven by two sphinx, one black and one white, and you'll see a lot of these sort of symbols throughout the tarot cards. Black and white, balance, things that represent duality, choices, and the different paths that we take through life. So this man, he looks like a warrior, definitely. He's preparing to go to war, or preparing for some sort of action, but you can definitely tell that he's the one driving the chariot, although he's not actually holding the reins. So he's all about controlling through willpower and using that strength, sort of that inner strength instead of a physical one. So there's another little callback to the magician there, kind of owning up to things, owning things. And so there's definitely a feeling of going forward and taking charge of your destiny as well. Seeing what drives you, what defines you. So it's definitely a good sign to take action and to be bold and go forward. So our Essential Tarot has a similar warrior figure. And you'll see he also has the wand, the sphinx, and that starry background. But this warrior has a yin-yang symbol on his armor, again calling back to that balance that you need to find. But maybe he doesn't seem so hurried to go forward as our Rider-Waite deck. But he's still trying to, not be foolhardy, but still take that forward action. So maybe it's also telling you to pay attention to details to make sure that going forward is the right move. Is this really what you want to do? And when you do it, make sure that you have an action plan to go with it. So now in our Light Seer's Tarot, again, we definitely see that balancing act that he's doing on top of the carriage, but we also see that speed in going forward. You feel that speed. And so here there's horses instead of sphinx, but again, you've got those dual forces. You've got the black one and the white one, the positive and negative side. And so he has to balance out both of them because, if one goes forward faster than the other, you're not going to get anywhere. You're going to get in a crash. So you can even say that he's victorious in taming these wild horses. So there's more meaning here than just forward motion. It's also about controlling that forward motion and actually being in control of yourself. Again, finding yourself, finding who you are, So in our last tarot, there's an angel and he's being carried forward by these two men in robes. So here, Nostradamus seems to say that in order to move forward, there needs to be a harnessing of the will and the emotions. So again, there's that balancing act, but this time he's telling you balance your head and your heart. And of course, there can be conflict in trying to move forward without getting too big ahead and thinking you're an angel being carried by your minions. Like maybe you're in adolescent stage, and in that adolescent stage, you feel like you're on top of the world, you can do anything. But usually this card is a good omen. It symbolizes the willpower and the discipline of a person and their ability to actually carry through their plans. So our next chariot is Drogon from our Game of Thrones deck. Though you can't see Daenerys, the book states that this is the scene where she's rallying the Dothraki to sail across the narrow sea to win back her throne. So here, there's a lot more of a power feeling, definitely a sort of conquest of some sort, and maybe a journey that is about to be undertaken. But remember that the only reason the Dothraki follow Daenerys is because of the control and the mastery she has over her dragons. She's shown that she can actually be responsible with her power. And so you actually see that this is also needed in order to move forward. You can't just go willy-nilly because that's more of like the fool energy. This is more of a controlled path that you're taking. So for our last deck, the Everyday Witch, she's on her red motorcycle, and remember that red symbolizes drive and passion, so we get those a lot here. And she's actually at a crossroads between two sides, and she's trying to decide which is the best path for her. And honestly, they both could lead to happy endings, right? It really depends on what she wants. It depends on what you want. And this is the reason for needing balance. You know, you have to be the one to control your destiny because you alone decide your path. You're the only one who's going to have to walk it. So, of course, reversed, instead of the witch deciding her path, maybe she stays there trying too long to weigh the pros and cons, and maybe the sun sets behind her and only one path has light. So she's forced to take that one. And so that's letting something else affect her decisions, and she's not in control anymore. Again, we see Daenerys reversed. She lets her ego get the best of her. So she leads the Dothraki to their doom because she was too hasty. Or she didn't think things through. She became power hungry and she just wanted to go, move forward at all costs without thinking. And our Lost Tarot, it also warns us of failure and bad news as sort of divinatory meanings for the Chariot reversed, because literally you can picture the angel falling out and needing to stop and pick him back up, right? So it can definitely signal delays and carelessness when you get this card reversed as well. So it can also mean lack of focus, lack of determination, lack of drive. If this card shows up, maybe there's no self-discipline that's needed to move forward. Possibly you can be going the wrong way. And in the Essential Tarot, we also see the lack of focus, maybe even reverting to bad habits. There's a failure to follow through with something important. And our Rider-Waite deck also warns us against unneeded aggression. You know, maybe we're trying to force a path where there is none, or maybe where we shouldn't be. You know, maybe we're too focused on trying to micromanage every little thing in our lives. You know, there's too much of that little control here. So we can take it as a warning to maybe loosen our grip, or even just let the universe take over for a bit. Kind of like saying, it's all in God's hands now, you know, put your life in a higher power. So that's it for today. I hope everyone has gotten a little more info on our driving force in the Major Arcana. Join me next time for a look into the card of Strength. Bye!